What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Shep's Garage video. Today I have an interesting hot take that I want to discuss with you guys, and that is why I think the Mark 8 GTI will become an instant classic in the next few years. And today I'm going to explain why I think that. But first, if you're new to the channel, this is the first time seeing my face on your screen, consider subscribing down below for more awesome Mark 8 GTI content and other car content as well. I'm trying to become a full-time YouTuber, and I cannot do without your guys' support. Anyways, back to the GTI. Now, I am not saying this because I am biased and I own a Mark 8 GTI. I say this because of actual facts out there. This car is a last of many for many things. Now, everyone could say that this is the worst GTI ever produced. The terrible infotainment system, the questionable design choices. However, I completely disagree. This car will become an instant classic in the next few years. Many people say that the Mark 7 GTI is by far the best GTI to date. Well, yes, I do agree with that, but the Mark 8 GTI is a last of many, and I do believe it is the best GTI for other reasons compared to the Mark 7. The Mark 7 is known for, in my opinion, the good-looking design on the exterior, good-looking interior design, as well as the good build quality that car had, as well as the Fender sound system. That sound system bangs like crazy. The Mark 8 GTI is known for other things that, in my opinion, are a little bit more important than design and interior. Let's start off with the biggest thing that will make this car an instant classic, and that is that this is the last car or last GTI that Volkswagen will make with a manual transmission. For decades, the GTI was known for having a manual transmission. That was a part of its DNA, it's a part of its heritage, and the fact that this generation of GTI is the last that you can get with a manual transmission is, in my opinion, classic worthy. Now, this applies to all Mark 8 cars. The Mark 8.5 will have a DSG only, which, don't get me wrong, I own a DSG car. It's a fun transmission. It shifts very quick, but it's not quite the same as a manual. If you live somewhere where there's a lot of open roads, twisty roads, like the hills of California, you know, a manual GTI is the way to go. However, around here in Massachusetts, unfortunately, or fortunately, I went with the DSG, which in my opinion was a smart decision, but that's a whole nother video. I have driven a manual Mark 8 GTI, and let me tell you, that car is so much fun. I sometimes wish that I got a manual transmission car, and it is sad because soon those are gonna be gone. Like, you can no longer get a manual transmission in GTI, and that's why Volkswagen made the 380 edition GTI, which you can get any trim level GTI with a manual transmission. It comes with some nice wheels, it comes with some other goodies, but very, very sad in the end. Additionally, while we're up here, let's talk about the engine. Now, this is going to be the last non-hybridized, is what I'm going to call it, engine or 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that Volkswagen will make for this car. Now, the new GTI puts out, the new 8.5 GTI, which I'm talking about, puts out 261 horsepower. Now, that's a very healthy number. However, they're doing this because they are putting a bit of hybrid battery technology or hybrid technology in the new 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. It has something to do with like a 48-volt mild hybrid alternator system in the front here. Now, not only will this make the car weigh more, but in my opinion, will impact on the drivability and the fun factor and the modability of these cars in the future. Now, sure, yes, you're getting 20 more horsepower, but in my opinion, I would rather sacrifice 20 horsepower and actually get a purebred engine to play with and not have any delay. My dad's old Audi A3 had that hybrid powertrain alternator 48-volt hybrid system, and don't get me wrong, it is more efficient for fuel economy and such, but when it comes to responsiveness with the gas and the brake and just overall engine response, it lacks a little bit, even though it is the exact same engine as this car behind me. That is part of the reason why we got rid of that car, but that's a whole other video that I'll make at some point. But those new GTIs, the 8.5 GTI, will have that exact same powertrain as my dad's old Audi A3 that he had. And that worries me a little bit, as these engines are so responsive. I'm thinking that, you know, this is the last of many. This is the last turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder with no, you know, intervention of hybrid or batteries or, you know, gas saving things that they can put in the engine. It's just an actual normal engine that makes noise at the back, and you can care about fuel economy if you want to with it, or don't even care about it whatsoever and just thrash it like I do. In my opinion, those two things alone make this car more classic worthy than a Mark 7 GTI. However, another small thing in my opinion that makes this car more classic worthy is the interior, but specifically this design with the whole gauges and the dashboard all put in the same level, one line that goes entirely across, and it's like an airplane cockpit. Now, yes, this infotainment system is definitely not classic worthy, definitely with a capital D, not classic worthy. However, this layout in general, in my opinion, is just better than the 8.5. You know, the 8.5 is a giant iPad touchscreen. You know, at some point in time, we're gonna look back at this car and the Mark 7 that did not have giant iPad touchscreens and just, you know, had like a normal size touchscreen with Apple CarPlay, and that's really all you need in this type of car. The main point that I'm trying to make with this is that these cars are meant to be have fun with. These cars are meant to thrash, and by having bigger screens, it's more distraction, and just all that technology is sort of going to overrule the drivability and the fun factor of these cars in the future. That is part of the reason why I plan to keep this car forever. I keep saying at the end of my videos that I'm going to keep this car forever. Well, it's because I have always wanted a GTI, and the fact that I own the last of the few that are going to be purely made for enthusiasts is pretty sad. And I do think that these cars in the many years down the line will become classics, and there will be some people that may not agree with me, which I understand. You know, everyone has their own definition of a classic, but this in my car, in my opinion, is definitely worthy of a classic for those reasons I just explained. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.